The world watches in disbelief as the Middle East ignites. Missiles streak across the night sky. Nations once thought untouchable are now direct targets. Is this the beginning of something far greater? Something foretold thousands of years ago? Tonight, we ask, is Iran's fury unleashing the prophecy of Ezekiel 38? In the last 7 days, the geopolitical landscape has shifted dramatically. Israel, in a move described as preemptive, launched significant strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities and military targets. This wasn't just a skirmish. It was a direct assault on the heart of Iran's strategic capabilities. The United States, our own nation, quickly became entangled, deploying B-2 bombers to hit key Iranian sites, including the deeply buried Fordo enrichment facility. Iran's response was swift and unprecedented. Waves of ballistic and supersonic missiles were fired, not just at Israel, but directly at U.S. military bases in Qatar. Airspace across the Gulf was shut down, flights grounded, and cities went on high alert. The fear of a wider regional conflict, even a global one, is no longer a distant threat, but a chilling reality. The ongoing conflict in Gaza continues to claim lives, adding another layer of complexity to this volatile region. But what does this mean through a biblical lens? For centuries, biblical scholars have pointed to the prophecies in Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39 as a blueprint for a massive end-times invasion of Israel. This isn't just any war. It's a divinely orchestrated event that sets the stage for God's intervention. Ezekiel 38:2-6 speaks of a coalition of nations led by Gog, of the land of Magog, the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tubal. Alongside them, it names Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya. Gomer and all its troops, Beth the Gama, from the far north, with all its troops many peoples, with you. Let's break this down. Persia is unequivocally modern-day Iran, the very nation whose fury we are witnessing. Magog, Rosh, Meshech, Tubal, Gomer, and Togarmah are interpreted by many scholars as regions corresponding to modern-day Russia, Turkey, and parts of Eastern Europe. Ethiopia and Libya refer to nations in North Africa, often interpreted as Sudan and Libya today. The prophecy describes this vast coalition coming against Israel in the latter years, and in the latter days, when Israel has been regathered from the nations and is dwelling securely or in unwalled villages. The purpose, to plunder and to take spoil, but ultimately, it is God who draws them to fulfill his sovereign plan. So, with Iran's direct aggression and the escalating conflict, are we seeing the fulfillment of Ezekiel 38? Many prophecy experts have long debated the security aspect of the prophecy. Israel, despite its military strength, is certainly not dwelling in unwalled villages today. It's a nation constantly on high alert, surrounded by threats. However, the sheer scale of the current confrontation, particularly the direct strikes between Israel, the US, and Iran, is unprecedented in modern history. The fact that Iran, or ancient Persia, is a central player in this prophecy, and we are now witnessing its fury unleashed in such a direct manner, is incredibly significant. Could these events be the birth pangs Jesus spoke of? Signs leading up to the full fulfillment? The intensity of wars and rumors of wars is certainly escalating. Furthermore, the recent Operation Rising Lion name used by Israel for its strikes against Iran carries a powerful biblical connotation, echoing the imagery of a lion roaring, often associated with divine judgment or the tribe of Judah. While we must be careful not to set dates or make definitive claims, the alignment of current events with ancient prophecies is becoming increasingly stark. The world is being prepared for something monumental, and the players mentioned in Ezekiel are certainly on the global stage. As we move forward, what should we be watching for? Further escalation is a key factor. With other nations mentioned in Ezekiel 38, particularly Russia and Turkey, become more directly involved in this conflict, the secure dwelling condition is another crucial aspect. How might this be interpreted or fulfilled? Could a future peace deal or a false sense of security precede the invasion? And what about the global response? How will the world react to a full-scale regional war, especially one involving nuclear tensions? These are not just geopolitical events, they are potential markers on God's prophetic timeline. The Bible tells us to be watchful, to discern the signs of the times, and to be prepared. We must remember that prophecy is not given to scare us, but to prepare us. It's a reminder of God's sovereignty and the fulfillment of His word. As we witness these events unfolding, it's crucial to maintain a balanced perspective. While the similarities between current events and biblical prophecy are striking, we must be cautious about jumping to conclusions. History has seen many moments where world events seem to align perfectly with end-time scenarios. Yet the full prophecy remained unfulfilled. What we can say with certainty is that the stage is being set. The nations mentioned in Ezekiel 38 are aligning in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. The technological capabilities for massive warfare and global communication are now in place. Israel, a nation reborn against all odds, stands at the center of world attention. But let's not forget the human cost of these conflicts. Real lives are being lost, families torn apart, and communities destroyed. As we study prophecy and watch world events, we must not lose sight of the immediate need for peace, compassion, and humanitarian aid in these conflict zones. For those of us watching these events unfold, what should our response be? First and foremost, we should be people of prayer. Pray for peace in the Middle East. Pray for wisdom for world leaders. Pray for the protection of innocent lives caught in the crossfire. And pray for discernment as we navigate these turbulent times. Secondly, we should be people of hope. The fulfillment of prophecy, while it may involve difficult times, ultimately points to God's faithfulness and the coming of His kingdom. This hope should motivate us to live with purpose, to share the good news of God's love, and to be a light in an increasingly dark world. Thirdly, we should be people of action. While we can't control world events, we can make a difference in our own spheres of influence, support organizations working for peace and providing aid in conflict zones. Educate yourself and others about the complexities of Middle Eastern politics and history, and most importantly, live out your faith in tangible ways that demonstrate love, justice, and compassion. As we conclude, let's remember that the study of prophecy should never lead us to fear or panic. Instead, it should deepen our trust in God, strengthen our faith, and motivate us to live with urgency and purpose. Whether we are witnessing the immediate fulfillment of Ezekiel 38 or not, we can be certain that God's word is true and His promises are sure. The events unfolding before our eyes are a powerful reminder that God is sovereign and His word is true. We are living in truly prophetic times. If you found this analysis insightful, please hit the like button, share this video with others, and subscribe to Prophecy Unveiled for more deep dives into biblical prophecy and current events. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay watchful, stay prayerful, and keep looking up.